What up, though? You already know how it goes. Smash, like, subscribe, comment. I don't care what you comment, as long as you comment you did. I'm here at work, but I gotta drop y'all some heat because I've been so busy. I'm supposed to upload a video for y'all every day for the next at least 2 weeks. Hopefully I can do that. You did. But anyway, let's jump straight into this. People ask, what does prison teach you? Discipline. You gotta learn how to budget your money, especially if you're not getting support from the outside world. You gotta go work that job 144 hours and get a $20 check. Like, go look at them comments on my last video. I'm for real. You really make 11 cents an hour. Some people 22 cents an hour, and some people who got the special and good jobs get $1 a day, or they had 2-3 jobs to get $1.50, $2 a day. But over 30 days, it add up so they'll be able to hit store once a month. That's if you don't have no support. That's your only income. So it teach you discipline, how to eat one noodle every night, because you get hungry. Like I said, they only feed you enough so you won't die. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna get you full unless you just don't eat like that. But days on days on days of not being able to fill your stomach, it'll shrink it. So, you know, that could help with your health, especially if you're coming home. You can eat a lot less if you want to stay disciplined. Everything every day is scheduled at a certain time, and that's going to be every day. So it's a lot of consistency in prison. Breakfast going to be at 6:30. Lunch going to be at 11:30, 12 o'clock every day. You know what I'm saying? Dinner going to be at 4 p.m. every day. You see how early you eat? So if you eat at 4 o'clock, you see how many hours in between that you got before you wake up and go to breakfast again if you don't have no extra food? That's a long time to be not eating, I'm telling you. But you got to deal with it. It teaches you to work with the bare minimum of things. The Moorish Science Temple of America, Holy Quran teaches us, even with the worst, wise men find means of good. That's the mentality I started to take later on in my bit. Make the best out of it. You got a lot of extra time to do things that you wouldn't normally be able to do. So like if you're a book writer, you know, you go to work, but for 8 hours or 7 hours or 6 hours, but you got another 16, 17, 18 hours out the day to stay up, write your book, your poems, so on and so forth. You get a lot of time to lock in, especially if you're in a hole, you're in a room 24 hours a day, 23 hours a day. So you got so much time to be creative. People write books and they'll take a day or two on 3 pages just to make sure all the words in the right place, make sure the spelling and the punctuation marks are all in the same spot. So remember I told y'all that it was a person Reverend named Reverend. He memorized the whole Bible. Like, just give him a number of a chapter and he can quote it. And I mean, just go look that up. It's kids over in the Middle East, it's kids over here likely that memorize the whole Quran. Even though the Quran is a lot smaller, it's still a whole lot to remember, but kids doing it. So it's very, very possible for y'all to think that it's not possible. It teaches you to deal with people that you wouldn't normally deal with. Like, a lot of people might not have friends that's in the LGBTQ community, you know, so you got to deal with those people. You got to deal with transgenders, bisexual people, whatever it fall under that branch. You got to learn how to deal with those people, because you can't just disrespect all of them. You can't just ignore all of them, because some of them you're gonna have to do business with. You're gonna have to lend and borrow, trade, barter, all that. You're gonna have to do it with somebody. In the free world, I wouldn't normally be around Aryan Brotherhood or Dirty White Boys, Oldness and Thoris and Nazi lowriders. So you get to learn those people. You get to see the signs and symbols. I bet some of y'all probably seen white people with tattoos and they got 88 on them, right? And you might have just thought that was a birth year or just a random number or something like that, or it means Hail Hitler. Usually it's the 8th letter in the alphabet, which is an H. So you'll see 88 on somebody now and you'll be like, oh damn, how do you start a conversation with a Nazi? You know what I'm saying? It teaches me that. I just met a guy a couple days ago, or a couple weeks ago I should say. He was in like a white supremacist group, I think it's called the White Boot Boys. They started, I believe, in Detroit, but it was the riots back then. And you know, he was in line. I was like, hey man, what's up, the tattoos? You know, did it hurt on your knuckles? Oh, I seen 13, or I think it's 14 letters of David Blaine before I see that on your head. And, you know, and we started a conversation like that. And it wasn't racist or nothing like that. I just asked him, hey, can I interview you? And we got into a conversation, and he went a little depth in his background. I just know how to start a conversation with people from all types of backgrounds. The Jewish people, and I talk about the Torah, the 13 Orthodox principles, Moses, and Almighty Eternal. I talk to people now. You know what I'm saying? I can see if you got the locks. I can see if you got the big cap on. I can come talk to you and start a conversation based on what I know. Moors, I never heard the Moor Science Temple of America in the streets. I heard of Mo's, but I didn't know why they was calling him Mo. I didn't know why his name was Uncle Mo. I didn't know why they was calling him Drake Bay or Williams Bay. I didn't know. Now I know. When you hear certain words like to and fro, people don't use the word fro. They say from. So, hey, you're a conscious man. You see Masons, hey, you're a traveling man. It teach you how to deal with everybody. It teach you how to deal with the super aggressive person that's aggressive for no reason. It's people that just like, you'll say what's up to them and they, what's up, blood? Crip, what up? Just super aggressive for no reason. Like, hey, bro, can I holler at you? What you want to holler at me for? Huh? Come over here. Let me holler at you, man. Since you won't holler at me. That's how they be, bro. They be super aggressive for no reason. You got the people that be listening to Mary J. Blige. Remember the song, I'm searching for a real love. They'll be listening to that on the yard, lifting weights or running, or they'll be sitting there listening to it, and the song will be playing, and this is how they dance to it. I'm searching for real love. Someone, them people just be, I don't know if they taking testosterone pills that I don't know about or something, but they aggressive for no reason. You go through the lunch line, they take the mashed potatoes and put it on your tray like this, you know, or they won't give you enough rice. You'll be like, hey, man, it's not the proper scoop of rice. It's supposed to be a full spoon. Man, here, man, go on, man. Like, what are you so mad for? Every day, you deal with the people that's just super quiet, don't want to talk to nobody. They so paranoid to get into a situation because they know how they'll react, or they just not about that life. I'm gonna tell y'all a story too on my next video about how some of the weirdest people I met and some of the weirdest stuff that they don't did. That'll be a good video, I'm telling you. But that's what prison teach you how to follow rules, because you're gonna get a lot of tickets. You know what I'm saying? And it's the biggest thing is the respect. It's the highest level of respect, because you playing with the highest consequences at stake. You know what I'm saying? So calling a Muslim, especially a Moorish American, a Nation of Islam, the N-word. Like, people in the world don't know that. Like, that, or some young guys come through the joint, they don't know, like, you don't call him the N-word because you got a lot of racial pride. So that can get a pin stuck in your eye. I don't see fights over calling Muslim men the N-word and keep slipping up and calling them that after they told you not to do it. And I know some people that's so bugged out, like the Nation of Islam guy Spoonie Moore. Spoon X was an Atlantic. I forget what his nation name was. I think it was Spoon X. I forget. I remember, but I remember somebody called him the N-word and he just went straight off. He didn't give him no warning or nothing. Like, you got to give people warnings, you know what I'm saying? So you playing at the highest level for respect. You know what I'm saying? You don't pass gas around me, and you don't gossip. It just teach you all the stuff that you can bring back out into the world and apply to your everyday life. Even though it's prison, you can still apply to your everyday life. You know what I'm saying? It's just simple respect. If you didn't have none, when you go to prison, you'll get some. If you don't have manners, you'll go to prison and get some manners one day, because you'll learn some hard lessons from not following them rules. You dig what I'm talking about? Because you playing with people that ain't got nothing to lose. You playing with people who live off making a name for themselves, live off terrorizing other people. There's nothing else to do. People don't realize that. Why the dumb stuff going in prison? Because there's nothing else to do, and you're dealing with just institutionalized people. You dig what I'm talking about? So respect, that's the biggest thing it teach you. Teach you about groups, religions, all that. How to avoid guards, how to be polite to people, how to manipulate, how to fight third party and fourth party, and it teach you a lot of bad stuff, but it teach you a lot of good stuff. And you can flip a lot of that bad stuff into good stuff out here in the world to survive. You dig what I'm talking about? Especially if you're in the treacherous hoods like Detroit, Compton, Baltimore, Philadelphia, Camden, New Jersey, down in Louisiana, and Baton Rouge and New Orleans, where guys getting their heads blew off left and right. You see the O-Block stuff that go on. It'll teach you respect. It'll teach you how to stay out the way. It'll teach you how not to get caught up in no drama if you hanging around them thugs. You do what I'm talking about? But the best thing to do is learn all those things out here in the world and never go to prison and do it. And once a month or twice a month, I'm gonna drop a video on why you don't want to go to prison. So next is part 2, okay? Peace and blessings be to y'all, Big 5. I'm about to get in here and do my thing for these 8 hours. Hopefully it's 10, but it is what it is. Hope y'all enjoyed this. Ain't no editing, no none of that dropping for you here.